And the other question about is prepaying expenses. Now, that's a really interesting one. It is possible if you want to bring forward spending. So if you pay your insurance for the year on the 27th of June, you get to deduct it in that year, even though most of the period to which it relates is in the following year. You can generally prepay 13 months of an expense. I bought my car on the 12th of July. Well, I was expecting to get it delivered on the 30th of June, but it actually turned up on the 12th of July. But I always renew my insurance and rego in the last week of the year so that I get to include the tax deduction in that year. So a little bit of judicious planning can often help. In that case, I was foiled by a delay on the docks where the car wasn't actually released. But I get most of the benefit by paying it a bit early. Prepaid interest, if you've got a margin loan or a investment loan, paying your interest in advance. For a big loan, this takes a bit of cash flow planning, but it can often be a big advantage. So this timing issue can often be a positive or a negative. In particular, in years like this one, where for many people their marginal tax rate went down this year, so that would have made sense to defer income into this year, for example, by delaying selling some shares, or bringing the deduction forward into last year by prepaying the expenses. Now, obviously, we're now in July, so those opportunities have passed. But it's always good, one of those things that you should do in the lead up to June 30 is to pre-plan or think about when you should get income and when you should pay expenses. Worked with a couple LifeShipper members who were buying a property, and they needed to, most of their deposit was in shares, so they needed to sell the shares. So by making sure that sale happened on July 1st or 2nd rather than on June 30 meant they could defer that capital gain into a new year on a lower tax rate. So always good thinking about these things.